All right, this is the unit circle. I'm going to show you a way that I do this. I don't memorize the unit circle. I just notice a pattern when I do the unit circle, and then that's the pattern I'm going to show you right now. If you Google it or YouTube it, other people have come up with different methods and different strategies of doing this. So do whatever works, but this is the way that I would do this, okay? So first of all, I noticed there are degree signs. So let's first, I take care of the degrees. So I literally go 0 degrees, and then I know all the way around is 360 degrees. So I take care of that first. And then I just literally count, I know a half of a circle is 180 degrees. I know half of that is 90 degrees. So every quarter of a circle, I'm counting by 90, which means this is 270. All right, and then after that, I do half of the 90, which is 45 degrees. So every quarter of a circle, I'm counting by 45. So this would be 45, 90, and then 135. And then count 45 more, which is 180, and then count 45 more, which is 225, and then count 45 more, which is 270, then count 45 more, and that's 315. Okay, so now I've done my 45 degrees. Then everything else after that counts by 30 degrees. So 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270, 310, or 300, and then 330. And of course, then 360 is all the way around. Now, that's the degree measurement. So let's count it in radians now. So again, we have 0 pi or 2 pi. 2 pi is the same thing as 360. And again, what we're going to do is just count all the way around doing pies. Now, one way that might help you do this is if you're counting by 30 degrees, that's 1/6 of a circle. So 1/6, 2/6, 6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, 6/6, 7/6, 8/6, 9/6, 10/6, 11/6, and 12/6. And because it's going all the way around to 2 pies, that's why I counted all the way to 2. So we're going to use all of these 6 every third of the angle. So every 30-degree mark, we're going to use one of these fractions. So this is literally 1/6 pi, or pi over 6. Then we're going to, again, every 30 degrees, so 30, 60, and then this would be 2/6, or 1/3, so pi over 3, and then 3/6, which is 1/2 pi, or pi over 2, and then 4/6, and then 5/6, 6/6, which is the same as pi, 7/6, 8/6, 8/6 reduces to 4/3, 9/6, which again I'm reducing, 10/6, which reduces, and then 11/6. Okay, and then after that, I do the 45-degree angles. And the 45-degree angles count by fourths. So literally 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, all the way around. So 1/4 pi, so this would be pi over 4. 2/4 pi, which is pi over 2, I already have that one. This is 3/4 pi. 4/4, which is again is pi. 5/4. 6/4, which again is, I already have that one, and then 7/4. Okay, so I have all my degrees, I have all my radians. Now let's talk about the points. All right, so the terminal points on the end. So we know this is 1, 0. That's an easy one. We know this is 0, 1. We know this is -1, 0, because this is the unit circle, so 0, -1. Now, what are all the other points? Well, a couple things. Now, let me tell you where it comes from. Let's first look at this 30-degree angle. So if you remember from back in the day when you did SOHCAHTOA in Algebra 2 and in geometry, you did SOHCAHTOA based off a 30-degree angle, 30, 60, 90. And if you remember the measurements of the 30, 60, 90 is 1 square root of 3, 2. And then what we want to do is find sine, cosine of those. So one other thing that you need to know, every single point, the x and the y, every single point on here, cosine is first and then sine. So if we come over here and find cosine and sine of 30 degrees, so we're just doing the 30-degree angle first. So 30 degrees is, cosine would be adjacent over hypotenuse, so this would be square root of 3 over 2, and then sine would be 1 over 2, opposite over hypotenuse. Which means this 30-degree angle, remember cosine first and then sine, so this 30-degree angle, this one right here, the terminal point on there is square root of 3 halves 1 half. So in other words, if I go over, like on the x line, if I go over to 3 halves, square root of 3 over 2, and then up 1 half, that's where that point is, right? So that's the coordinate of that point. Well, 60 degree, if I go to the 60-degree angle, 60 degree is the exact same thing, it's just the opposite. So in other words, if I looked at this 60-degree angle, this would literally be the opposite of that, so it would be 1 half. I shouldn't say opposite, but the reverse of the x and the y's. And so this would be square root of 3 over 2. Now, a 45-degree angle, so again, if I did sine, cosine of that, you're going to get the exact same, because 45, 45, they're both going to be the same. So 1 square root of 2, and you're going to do the exact same thing, cosine and sine of that, and you're going to end up getting square root of 2 over 2. And that's your x and your y coordinate. Now, the reason why this is, once you're doing this, you're practically done. Because all you're going to do is, keep in mind when you do the second and the third and the fourth quadrants. So remember on the second, third, and fourth quadrants, like everything over here, any point over here is always going to be positive, positive. The x and the y are both positive. Anything over in the second quadrant is going to be negative, positive. Anything over in the third quadrant is going to be negative, negative. Anything in the fourth quadrant is going to be positive, negative. And the reason why that's important, because all we have to do is take these three and literally just change them based on their signs. Just change them based on their signs. Because we've already found the 30-degree, 60-degree, and 45-degree angle, so all we have to do is just literally make them positive or negative depending on what quadrant we're in. So let's go to the second quadrant. So again, the second quadrant, the cosine is going to be negative and the sine is going to be positive. So all we're going to do is just take those answers I have over here. So this is going to be negative 1 half, negative 1 half, and then square root of 3 over 2. See, I took this same one and I literally just made it negative for the x. All right, so I'm going to take this same one and negative square root of 2 over 2, and then square root of 2 over 2. And then this is going to be negative square root of 3 over 2, and then 1 half. Now everything over in the third quadrant is going to be the exact same thing, but everything is going to be negative on those. So exact same thing. So we have negative square root of 3 over 2 and negative 1 half. This is a 30-degree angle. This right here is a 30-degree angle, and that's why I'm comparing it to this guy right here. The 45 is going to be negative square root of 2 over 2, negative square root of 2 over 2, and the 60-degree angle is going to be negative 1 half, negative square root of 3 over 2. And the same thing over in the fourth quadrant, my cosine will be positive, the x's will be positive, but the sines will be negative. So this will be square root of 3 over 2, but then negative 1 half. This will be negative, or a positive square root of 2 over 2, but then a negative square root of 2 over 2. This one's a positive. And then finally the 60-degree angle, so this would be 1/2, and this would be negative square root of 3 over 2. And that's the unit circle. I do suggest you practice writing it. Making this video up, it took me about 10 minutes making a video up, but you can literally write all of this stuff down in about 5 minutes once you have it down pat. Okay, so literally practice this, the unit circle, using this pattern or some other pattern to make sure you know the unit circle.